In this template, we set up data for biscuit factory. The major manufacturing process is like in this picture. Some biscuits with dried fruit are produced by listed process step by step in different machine. The biscuit without dried fruit will be combined by flavor to produce in auto line. All the biscuit manufacture orders are based on future semi-product required. That depends on sales order needs. The output of biscuit manufacturing order will be kept in semi-product warehouse for next process. The warehouse issued biscuits to manufacturing orders. Then through different processes to complete the final product for sales order. All supply from warehouse will be pegging to sales order automatically. To make sure meets demand as much as possible. If the customer changes the existing order or inserts a new rush order, SPOTLIGHT APS will peg biscuit to the latest whole sales order status again. And then auto-refresh the manufacture order quantity and demand date of biscuit. That will come out a different production schedule for biscuits. And renew the future process schedule to meet sales order. Only one click to complete all scheduling job. Each sales order will get a trustable scheduled complete date. Let's review the foundation data in this template. Field SKU number, it is the item/part number, the maximum length is 40 bytes. It is an important key field. Field description, the description of this SKU number. This field for reference. It could be any content or empty as you wish. Field safety stock, after scheduling complete, if the final balanced quantity less than safety stock. The system will trigger one of the following functions to cover the problem. For material, the system will list the suggested purchases. For product, the system auto creates suggested manufacture order and schedule it. Field unit, the unit for this SKU number, the maximum length is 4 bytes. Field lead time, how many days for new purchase order to produce. If shortage happened, the manufacturer order will postpone start day by this value. Field material issue list, after scheduling, SPOTLIGHT APS will list material issue data for warehouse. It is used to prepare correct material for manufacturing orders. If checked this field, this SKU will display in the material issue list. Field output SKU number, the SKU number of output item. Field minimum quantity, the minimum quantity of suggested manufacture order. Field maximum quantity, the maximum quantity of suggested manufacture order. Field batch increase quantity of suggested manufacture order must be times of this quantity. SPOTLIGHT APS summary demand quantity to create a suggested manufacture order. If the demand is less than the minimum quantity, the manufacture order quantity will increase to the minimum quantity. The quantity which is increased will cover the future demands automatically. If demand quantity between minimum quantity and maximum quantity, the suggested manufacture order quantity must be the minimum quantity plus some times of the batch increase quantity. If the demand is more than the maximum quantity, SPOTLIGHT APS will create a suggested manufacture order by the maximum quantity. The others quantity will be going to create another manufacturer order. There is an exception. If you import work order data to SPOTLIGHT APS, these 3 parameters will be ignored. The system will create manufacture order by the quantity you import. Field input SKU number, it's the SKU number for input material or semi-product. Field usage, the standard usage quantity for input SKU number. Field base, how many output units is the usage quantity for? If input a box for 4 pieces output product, this field will be 4. A semi-product SKU number must be an output in a BOM. And may be put in some BOM input table. SPOTLIGHT APS will schedule the manufacture order of the semi-product first. Then based on the produce date and quantity to schedule the final product manufacture order. Based on the concept, BOM data must be correct. If you import new SKU number in either parent or children table, SPOTLIGHT APS will accept this BOM data and auto-insert new SKU number to SKU master file. On the left side table, let's set up machine data. Field, machine number, the number of machines, the maximum length is 10 bytes. Field, remark, the remark for this machine. This field for reference. It could be empty. Field, capacity mode is set to finite or infinity. Field, working time mode could be set to fixed time or standard. Fixed time means every manufacturing order will be assigned a fixed working time. Standard means schedule by the standard cycle time data. Field, fixed time, assign the fixed working time for each manufacture order. If the field, working time mode, set to 1, will apply this value. Field, efficiency, this field set efficiency for finite capacity. If machines are slower than standard, you need to set this field under 100. Field, in-house/outsourced, this field set the machine is in-house or outsource. Field, transfer in, how long does a job transfer to this machine take? Field, transfer out, how long does a job from this machine transfer to another machine take? Field, pause able, if check this field, means this machine could be pause in working. For example, packing is pause able. But mixing could not be pause. On the right side table, let's set up a weekly cycle workable timetable for each machine. Field, day of week from Sunday to Saturday. Field, start time of this data. Field, finish time of this data. Field, regular, is this regular workable time? A new job starter must at the regular workable time. Field, extended, is this extended workable time? The extended time can keep working the exist job only. For example, the baking job started in regular workable time and keep on working. It's impossible to shut down the machine for lunchtime. So, the baking machine set up the lunch time is extended workable time. Field, output SKU number, the output product SKU number. Field, process, the manufacture process in this product. This sample shows a product with two processes that ASDW and BNB. The ASDW must be scheduled first. Then schedule the second process, BNB, by the first process result. Field, minimum queue time, the period that previous process to this process starter must not less than this value. For example, a minimum of 15 minutes of cooling is required before starting this process. Field, maximum queue time, the period that previous process to this process starter must not more than this value. For example, after the dough is mixed in the previous process, it must start this process to bake within 3 hours. Field, quantity/cycle, this field defines how many quantities there are in a working cycle. This value may be filled one or more. Field, cycle time, this field defines how long a working cycle takes. Field, progress feedback, this field defines how to feedback progress. Set to 1, feedback by accumulated finish quantity for ordinary process. Set to 2, feedback by accumulated working time for static process such as fermentation. Field, overlap code, overlapping working time brings the benefit of shortened delivery lead times. For example, the sample data on screen shows two processes sandwiching and enrobing. If this field been set up to as much as overlap. If the enrobing machine is available, it will start process while sandwiching is running. If the job requires 15 minutes to inspect and move from sandwiching machine to enrobing machine. You can set up the minimum queue time before the enrobing process to make sure the production schedule follows this rule. Field, setup code, this field specified how to set up the machine for this process. If there are two adjacent jobs in a machine with the same setup code, only the first one assigns setup time. The second one will not assign setup time to reach the goal, minimum loss. Field, produce code, this field specified how to work this process. If there is enough time, the system will try to arrange jobs following the same produce code to improve efficiency. If the time is rushing, the system will arrange jobs for another machine and try to shorten the delay time. Field, combine code, based on two fields which specify setup and produce for every process. There is a field to specify how to combine different jobs to work together. You can specify the rule code from 0 to 3 as you wish. The system follows this combine code to schedule for more efficiency. Field, available machine, you can list the available machines in this field. The sequence of machines in this field orders the priority when scheduling. If some jobs are combined, only the machine which is available for all jobs in this combination could be assigned work. Field, priority, if some jobs are combined to work together, this field value orders the sequence of them. Field, setup time, this field specifies how long the process setup takes. This field will be applied with setup code. Field, demand serial number, this field put in demand serial number. It is the sales order number and the sequence number in sales order usually. Field, date, this field put in the demand date. Field, priority, if there are several demands on the same day, the system will calculate the complete date for each demand by this field value sequence. Field, SKU number, the SKU number of this demand. Field, quantity, the quantity of this demand. Field, wait for radar KPI, this field value will be calculated in radar chart. You can put any value as you wish. Field, remark, this field for reference. It could be empty. Now, let's start the action to improve efficiency for your factory.